In this video, we will be talking about the KLX300 dirt bike version and not the dual sport version, exactly who this bike is suited for, who should consider it, and why I am really in love with the KLX300 dirt bike. The KLX300 is a perfect middle ground bike, suitable for advanced riders in my opinion. Before we dig in a little deeper into the quote-unquote, this bike is perfect for these kinds of riders, I am going to dig about my riding style, what I used to ride, and my current situation, and this will definitely help shed some light on folks who is trying to make a decision on, let's say, a KTM entry-level 2-stroke versus a more mild dirt bike, like a KLX300. To also help some folks make their decision, I also owned and ridden the KLX250, the KLX300, the CRF450RL, plenty of 2-strokes, and so on. And I can tell you right off the back that the KLX300 is a perfect bike for people who want to explore at a mild pace. Now, why am I bringing up the KLX300 Dual Sport? Well, there are plenty of riders who solo explore, yet have a bit more of an aggressive nature, but also do not want to spend the money on KTM bikes. Or perhaps they just do not want to deal with the maintenance of a race-ready bike. And in all honesty, let's just say this. I have a KTM 250, a 300, and also a 200. And sure, the fun factor is there, and a 4-stroke, in my opinion, cannot compete with a 2-stroke when it comes to the fun factor. But after some time, you get used to that, and you would like to start getting, let's say, a different sort of tool for the job. And I hate to say it, but anyone who solo explores will never push the limits the same as if you were riding with buddies. So who exactly is the KLX300 for?
So this terrain here, the DRZ 400 or the KLX 300, by far the KLX is a much better machine. It's just that modern ergonomics, you know. This trail for me, it's really easy on the 2-stroke. On the KLX, a little easier. But this, man, this is tough on a DRZ 400.
The answer is pretty broad, from beginners to someone looking for a step up of, say, an XR200 or even a step down of a powerful KTM bike. But here is the thing with the KLX300, in my opinion, is all of the bike someone can ever need for weekend warriors looking for a more aggressive trail ride, but not into all that crazy hard enduro stuff. But even then, the KLX300 can deliver in hard enduro trails. So let's take my current situation as a perfect example. I am your average mountain rider. I do single track, basic hard enduro, and just overall average technical trails. But lately, that has been going downhill, and decided to take a step down. I would label myself as a normal trail rider at this point. And although I have a few enduro bikes like the KTM, I know I will never utilize its potential. You see, I mostly solo explore now, and we all know the KLX300 is incredibly reliable. So I trust the KLX300 to go out with me on a solo ride, not to say the KTM bikes are not reliable, as they have been incredibly reliable. So even me, I would like to label myself as an experienced rider, but at the limit of just learning hard enduro type of rider. And even the kind of trails I have done, the KLX300 is more than capable. So, why exactly am I saying all of this? Well, to relate who the KLX300 is for, even for me at this point of time, there is no point for me to have a KTM bike anymore. The KLX300 is a perfect mix of comfort, enduro, exploring, reliability, and low price tag compared to the KTM. The KLX300 is perfect for your weekend warrior whose level is entry hard enduro in the mix, with some technical basic single track. And sure, you might ride with your buddies once in a blue moon, but I have no doubt the KLX300 can do all of the trails I have done in the past. The best way I can describe it is a high-performance trail dirt bike with a crossover of race and weekend play.
This is a really steep loose hill climb, especially with the exposure on the left. Woo. And the KLX300 will definitely feel a lot better on this stuff. More controllable power, even more than the two-stroke. But the DRZ400 has, you know, has a low-end grunt, more low-end grunt. Like these rocky trails, the KLX300 will feel a lot better. But the issue with the DRZ400, I personally think it has better suspensions.
When I go out on Saturday, I know I will not be doing 5-foot ledges anymore, or anything that requires me to pop my front tire. It will be a relaxed, somewhat aggressive trail ride day, and that is exactly what the KLX300 is meant to do. For some comparison, the KLX300 Dual Sport is a more comfortable ride at a decent pace. But the KLX300 dirt bike fits me better as a more advanced rider, looking for a bit more of an aggressive approach, yet having a much better comfort level versus KTM bikes. I guess where I am trying to get at is the KLX300 is perfect for advanced riders who want an aggressive trail ride. Sure, you can do the same with a KTM bike, but I feel like the KLX300 is a better choice overall when it comes to maintenance-free hassle and a better tool for the job. The KLX300 comes with an adjustable 11.2 inches, along with the rear, having an 11.2 suspension travel as well. The KLX300 also comes equipped with an aggressive 270mm pedal disc with a dual piston caliper, and the rear equipped with a 240mm disc brake. Now the only deciding factor between the KTM and a KLX300 is the weight of the bike, and a low seat height of 35.4 inches. The weight of the KLX300 is 282 pounds, while average KTMs come in at 230 pounds. But to be honest, on wider trails, I did not really notice the difference. And sure, the KTM can handle tighter single track a lot better due to weight. The flowy single tracks are no problem for the KLX300. A lot of people also show some concern when it comes to weight of a trail bike, but in my opinion, extra weight is a good thing for stability and speed. I would prefer the KLX300 on open trails versus a KTM two-stroke. I would say the KLX300 is a perfect all-between aggressive type of riding bike. And this bike is meant for everyone, from advanced riders to riders just leaving the beginning stages looking to have a forever bike.